In ancient Rome, a soldier's oath was more than words. It was chains of loyalty, unbreakable and unforgiving. And for Tiberius, a young legionary, that oath would lead him into shadows of betrayal, danger, and choices no sword could solve. Before we begin, if you enjoy these ancient Rome bedtime stories, please like this video and subscribe. It truly helps me create more stories like this. Make yourself comfortable and then let's begin. Tiberius was born in a small village far from Rome, yet his life was bound to the empire. Like many young men, he was taken into the legions, trained to march, to fight and to obey. The army gave him food, coins, and a place among comrades, but it also took his freedom. The legions of Rome were feared across the world. They conquered lands, crushed rebellions, and kept the empire's vast provinces under control. But not every battle was fought against foreign enemies. Some battles were waged in silence, within Rome's own walls. Tiberius learned this when he was sent back from the frontiers, and not to fight barbarians, but to guard the streets of Rome itself. It was here, in the heart of the empire, that he discovered enemies more dangerous than any sword. One evening, Tiberius was ordered to patrol near the Palatine Hill, where the rich and powerful lived in marble villas. The streets were quiet, the air heavy with the smell of oil lamps and incense. As he passed a narrow alley, voices reached his ears. He stopped, straining to listen. Men spoke in hushed tones, their words was quick and nervous. Tiberius caught fragments of names of senators, talk of bribes and whispers of rebellion. He stepped closer, pressing himself against the wall. But then a sandal scuffed against the stone. The voices stopped and silence fell. "Who's there?" a man barked. Torches flared, shadows moved, and Tiberius realized that he had stumbled into something far greater than a soldier's patrol. Roman soldiers were more than fighters. In Rome itself, legions sometimes acted as guards and spies, or enforcers for the emperor. Betrayal inside the city was considered one of the gravest dangers to the empire. To uncover a plot was to serve Rome, but to be caught prying into powerful men's secrets often meant death. The men stepped into the street, and their cloaks drawn tight. Tiberius saw their faces, and one of them was a senator, and the other one a wealthy merchant. They were men far above his rank. Men whose power could end his life with a single order. Tiberius turned and slipping into the darkness. Shouts followed him and torches lifted high, and they were chasing him down the twisting streets of the Suburra. He ran past beggars and past taverns, spilling drunken laughter. Every step echoed and every corner felt like a trap. At last, he ducked into a crumbling storage house, pressing himself against the wall. His breath was sharp in his throat, and the torches flared outside, shadows sliding across the cracks in the wood. For a long moment, he thought they would find him. But then, slowly, the voices faded. At dawn, Tiberius returned to his barracks. He carried not only his weapon, but the weight of what he had heard. He knew he should report it, but to who? If the conspirators included senators, even generals, could he trust anyone? When he delivered his account, his commander listened in silence, his face unreadable. Then he leaned forward. "You've stepped into the wrong shadow, Tiberius," he said coldly. "But now you cannot step back." Tiberius realized then that his oath bound him, not only to Rome, but to its secrets. And once you carried secrets, there was no returning to the life of a simple soldier. That night, he walked through the Forum once more. Temples gleamed in the torchlight. Senators strode proudly, merchants shouted, soldiers stood guard, and Rome looked eternal and untouchable. But Tiberius knew what lay beneath. Behind the purple robes, behind the marble walls, shadows waited, plots and whispers more dangerous than blades. And in those shadows walked men like him, soldiers bound by oaths, carrying burdens heavier than armor. This was the story of Tiberius, the soldier bound by silence. In ancient Rome, loyalty was a weapon, and shadows often cut deeper than steel.